You can ask your doubts in comment section. Do like, share and subscribe if you like the video. Once the gametes are formed after gametogenesis, the next event in the pre-fertilization events of sexually reproducing organisms is gamete transfer. During gametogenesis, two gametes, that is male gamete and female gamete, are formed by same individual, that is in case of monoecious or hermaphrodites, or by different individuals, that is in case of dioecious organisms. Now after the gametes are formed, they cannot fuse with each other by themselves. There should be a mechanism by which the two gametes, that is male gamete and female gamete, must be physically brought together to facilitate fusion. This process of bringing two gametes closer to each other is called gamete transfer. The study of gamete transfer strategies in plants is particularly of much importance because plants cannot move from one place to another like animals. As plants cannot move, so they depend on other mediums for gamete transfer. On the other hand, animals can move and they evolve special mechanisms for gamete transfer. In few fungi and algae, both male and female gamete are motile, like we discussed in example of algae cladophora in earlier lectures. While in majority of organisms, male gamete is motile and the female gamete is non-motile. For example, in bryophytes and pteridophytes. So, we will start with discussing gamete transfer in seedless plants, that is algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes. As we have discussed that in bryophytes and pteridophytes, male gamete is motile and female gamete is non-motile. And in few algae, both gametes are motile. In both these cases, there is a requirement of medium through which motile gamete, that is mostly male gamete, move. Thus, in case of algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes, water is the medium through which gamete transfer take place. However, in this type of gamete transfer strategy, large number of male gametes fails to reach female gamete and flow away somewhere else with water. Therefore, to compensate this loss of male gametes during gamete transfer, such plants produce large number of male gametes that are several thousand times more than the number of female gametes. The next is gamete transfer in seed plants. In seed plants, male gametes is present in pollen grains and female gamete, that is egg, is present in ovule. The pollen grains are produced in anther, that is present at the tip of stamen, and ovule develop in ovary, that is present at the base of pistil. Therefore, in seed plants, pollen grain produced in anther has to be transferred on stigma, that is on the tip of pistil, so that it can move down through style to ovule for fertilization or fusion. Now, as we know that in seed plants, male gamete is produced in stamen and female gamete in pistil. Depending on whether stamen and pistil are present on same flower or different flowers, the fertilization in plants is of two types. First is self-fertilization, that is in case when both stamen and pistil are in same flower. And second is cross-fertilization, when stamen and pistil are on different flowers. Depending on these two types, gamete transfer can also occur in two ways. That is, gamete transfer in self-fertilizing or bisexual flowers, and gamete transfer in cross-fertilizing and cross-pollinating plants. We will start with discussing gamete transfer in self-fertilization plants. We can also call self-fertilization plants as self-pollination or bisexual plants, such as pea. In such plants, gamete transfer, that is transfer of pollen grains to stigma, is easy because both anther and stigma are located close to each other in same flower. Pollen grains, after they shed, come into contact with stigma directly in such plants. Next is the gamete transfer in the case of cross-pollination plants. Cross-pollination plants can also be called as dioecious or unisexual plants. As in dioecious or cross-pollination plants, anther and stigma are present on different flower. Therefore, pollen grain after shedding do not come into contact with stigma themselves, as was in the case of self-pollination. In cross-pollination, there is a special event called pollination by which pollen grain are transferred to stigma. We will do details of pollination in coming videos. In both self-pollination and cross-pollination plants, after the pollen grain are transferred to stigma, the pollen grain germinate on stigma and form a pollen tube downward into the style, through which male gamete from the pollen grain is carried to ovule. In ovule, male gametes are discharged near egg. Successful transfer and bringing the gametes closer to each other is most important for the next event, that is fertilization. That is topic of our next lecture.